Hey there, YouTube. My name's Ryan, and I am the Six-Fingered Wizard. Right? I mean, that's a thing people do. Give themselves weird code names on the internet. I mean, code names are cool, right? Right. So, I wanted to talk about what probably has to qualify as one of my favorite games of all time. It used to be called EverQuest Next Landmark, but is now just called Landmark on account of the fact that EverQuest Next kind of got canceled. And that right there is the cliff notes of the development hell that this game has gone through, because it's had more than its fair share. Over the last couple of years, we, as a beta testing community for this game, went from having developers who were really communicative with us and open with what was going on and were providing us with frequent updates to not that, kind of the opposite of that, kind of closer to nothing. So a lot of people are very unhappy with that, and rightfully so. And you'll find that if you look anything up on this game, you will find a lot of negativity about it. I almost can't go into the Landmark forums anymore. I've been happy with the game. I'm certainly not disagreeing with what anybody else has to say on it, but I feel like I've gotten my money's worth and I've enjoyed the game. I've put ungodly amounts of time into it, and I've just enjoyed kind of dinking around and playing around with that. So for whatever it's worth, I've enjoyed the game and I've liked it. So I'm pretty excited and pretty optimistic that the game is now officially getting out of early access and is launching. So unfortunately, they canceled EverQuest Next and are just releasing Landmark as kind of its own thing, which is a little bit of a bummer. There was a lot that they were saying about EverQuest Next, that it had a lot of potential, and that's really kind of the bottom line, as far as I'm concerned, is it had so much potential. It could have been great, and it just hasn't, it never materialized, which I don't know why, and I don't know what. I have no idea on the business side exactly what happened to kill that game, but Landmark was always kind of the part of that I was more excited about, and that I kind of knew I'd enjoy more. I wasn't sure what I was going to get out of EverQuest Next, but I knew what I was getting out of Landmark. So with them releasing this game, Landmark itself still has a lot of potential for player-generated content, I guess, if you wanted to give it some super technical name. The way I heard somebody put it, which was really clever, it was like the world's biggest digital D&D game, and everybody is their own dungeon master. So you can set up this environment, this encounter for people in your claim, or even, I'm waiting to see what people will do taking their claims to other places. Like, you fill a claim up with an army of orcs, and you park it in front of somebody's Minas Tirith. You build this giant, underground labyrinth to hell, and then you move it someplace, kind of paint the surface so it looks like the ground is cracked open, and you've just got this portal into horrifying, deadly adventure that you can just spelunk down to. And speaking as a man who's played more than a few MMOs, I feel like that is really what Landmark's strength could be, is stuff to do without structure, without it feeling like, oh, hey, I gotta go do some dailies, I gotta kill a certain number of slimes. It's like, no, I want to go see what wacky nonsense someone has set their claim up to do, because I'm sure whatever, limitations, whatever rules they have out there, people are going to be pushing those to try to get the most out of them. For all the claims we're going to have, there's going to be just hidden gems everywhere of somebody who has something really cool to do on their claim, and going out and finding it is a fresh kind of adventure. This is just what I'd like to get out of it. It's nothing more or less than that. Is just fun, interesting stuff that you can go find. Now that my starry-eyed, hippie, this is what it could be spiel is out of the way, let's talk about what I'm actually going to be doing once the patch drops. And the short answer is the same thing I've been doing for about as long as the game's been out. I'm going to be making stuff out of hexagons, because that has become my thing. Not for any specific reason, really. Not from some obsession with Settlers of Catan. I just decided I wanted to work with hexagons, mostly because with games like this, when everything is nice and square, it kind of, ruins my immersion, which certainly is not a criticism of anyone or anything. It's purely a personal preference, because to get the super intricate and detailed buildings that there are out there, you have to have those at a right angle. That's just how the game's built. But you can kind of have simpler buildings at angles, and it feels a little bit more natural, a little bit more unexpected, which I like. I mean, it's personally what I've gone for in a lot of my little villages I've set up. So that's part of why I like hexagons, and something I've been kicking around trying to do, but it's never quite panned out, is I want to make a cathedral out of hexagons. I want to call it the Hexathedral, because that name is amazing. And I dare you to tell me otherwise. So I have this spot that I found that I like, because as soon as they brought out the deciduous biome, I really wanted to be set up in that. I really liked the autumn look of that particular set of islands. But later, when they brought out like the winter stuff, like the snowfall moat emitters and the snowy cobblestone textures, well, then I kind of wanted a winter claim, but I still wanted the autumn. So this spot kind of lets me have both. It lets me get my chocolate and my peanut butter. So this proverbial Reese's Cup of Acclaim location is a chunk of deciduous forest surrounded by snowy mountains and snowy forest, and I love it. I don't know. So I have this spot that I've been setting up my little village in, and that is exactly what I'm going to do as soon as the game gets released. Is I am just going to rebuild that bigger and better than I have before, and I'll keep you guys posted as I'm doing that. And so thank you guys so much for watching my video. I am just starting out on this, so any likes, any subscriptions, any comments are greatly appreciated. And I'll try to post some more of these once I get started after the patch drops, to show you guys what I've been working on. See you later.